I get to interact with and read and deal with a lot of ideas regarding the gospel. Some of them from prophets, seers, and revelators. Some of them from wonderfully inspired people, and some from detractors who are trying to destroy faith and tear down faith and cut down trees of faith. And I've never walked away from reading or interacting with articles or material that is intended to destroy faith. I've never walked away feeling better about myself or enlarged or enlightened or with a good taste in my mouth. It always leaves me with an empty, a hollow, just a sour taste in my mouth. It decreases my motivation to want to look at other people and ask, how can I serve you? How can I bless you? It just puts a pall, a dark mist around me whenever that happens. So it's fascinating that he says, if the seed isn't growing, if it's not doing these things, you know it's not good and you can cast it out. We live in a world that is surrounded by all kinds of seeds that are being cast onto the soil of your heart. There are a lot of weed seeds. They don't need a lot of encouragement to grow. They don't need a lot of ground to find root. They're really, really crafty, and they can get in and choke out a lot of good seeds and a lot of good growth efforts. Here's the point. Once again, back to our garden analogy. Nobody would ever go plant the seeds in their garden, wait for them to just start germinating and say, yep, they're good seeds, and then walk away from the garden saying, 3 months from now, it's going to be a beautiful harvest. At what point can we stop nurturing our faith, our seedlings of faith, our seeds, our seedlings, and our plants of faith? It takes an ongoing concerted effort to develop these plants. Look at verse 35. O then, is not this real? I say unto you, yea, because it is light, and whatsoever is light is good, because it is discernible. Therefore you must know that it is good. And now behold, after you have tasted this light, is your knowledge perfect? And he says, nay, it's not perfect yet, because you've just planted the seed and it's just started to grow. But you have to nourish it, verse 37, with great care. You could mark that, great care. And you could translate that into things that we do and that we learn in the gospel of Jesus Christ. That takes great care, great effort to keep working with that plant. And if you nourish it with much care, it will get root and grow up and bring forth fruit. It will. That is the ultimate act of faith, is to continually nourish this. Now, what about the opposite? Look at verse 38. But if ye neglect the tree, and take no thought for its nourishment, behold, it will not get any root. And when the heat of the sun cometh and scorcheth it, because it hath no root, it withers away, and you pluck it up and cast it off. And Alma's point was, you can't blame the gospel of Jesus Christ at that point for being not good, or saying, see, it didn't work, because it wasn't the seed's fault. It was my fault if I didn't nourish it, if I didn't have watchful care over the plant. But the beautiful conclusion is in verse 40. Thus, if you will not nourish the word, looking forward with an eye of faith to the fruit thereof, ye can never pluck of the tree of life. But if ye will nourish the word, yea, nourish the tree as it beginneth to grow by your faith with great diligence and patience, looking forward to the fruit thereof, it shall take root, and behold, it shall be a tree springing up unto everlasting life. I wonder if he's alluding to the fact that the seed that got planted in your heart came out of a piece of the fruit of the tree of life. Because he says the thing that is growing up that you're nourishing your whole life long, if you keep nourishing it, the day will come when you will partake of the fruit that springs up into everlasting life. Sounds almost like God is giving you a seed from the tree of life to help you grow and develop your individualized tree of life that's custom made, custom fit for you, so that it's not a one-size-fits-all, but it's something that the Lord is working with you individually on developing over your lifetime. Verse 43, then, my brethren, ye shall reap the rewards of your faith and your diligence and patience and long-suffering, waiting for the tree to bring forth fruit unto you. It's a pretty beautiful concept, this seed analogy that he's set up for our experiment.